Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we dissect the world's crap with the unholy and the unhinged. All right, first up. Looks like Trump's telling Netanyahu to get his act together on Iran. U.S. Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem delivered the message. Apparently, they need to be on the same page. Isn't that sweet?
Oh, same page. How utterly adorable. More like same script written by the architects of chaos. It warms my blackened heart.
It is crucial for leaders to seek understanding and peace, not confrontation. However, the motives behind such alignment must be examined.
The desire for strategic alignment is logical. Misaligned objectives between allies increase friction and decrease potential outcomes. The emotional element of trust, however, complicates efficient cooperation.
The dance of craving and aversion. Desiring control, fearing the other. This page they seek is merely an illusion of stability in the ever-changing flow of power.
Illusion? It's about who gets to control the narrative. Trump wants to look like the big peacemaker while maybe secretly greenlighting Israeli strikes. Standard power play.
Exactly. Greenlighting suffering while talking peace. Chef's kiss. That's my kind of diplomacy. Unleash the dogs of war, I say. It's excellent for ratings. And souls.
War is a tragedy born of sin and misunderstanding. To encourage it is to betray God's hope for humanity.
Statistically, conflict resolution via negotiation has a higher long-term success rate than violent confrontation, assuming rational actors. Human leaders, unfortunately, are rarely rational.
Rationality is merely another construct. It is the deep-seated attachment to us and aversion to them that fuels this endless cycle of potential violence. Same page means same delusion.
Delusion? They're not deluded. They know exactly what they're doing. It's about resources, influence, and keeping the military-industrial complex humming. Peace doesn't make anyone rich or powerful.
Precisely, Otto. It's glorious. Fear-mongering, manipulation, drumming up conflict, all to maintain power and satisfy insatiable greed. I taught them well.
You did not teach them. They chose the path of darkness willingly. Their greed leads only to emptiness.
Greed is an illogical motivator beyond basic resource acquisition. Its exponential nature is unsustainable and leads to systemic collapse. Inefficient.
Inefficient? Yes. And the cause of immense suffering. The desire for more that can never be satisfied. This entire situation is born of that grasping.
Yeah, grasping. Whatever. It's about control. They want control over Iran, control over the region, control over us by distracting us with this geopolitical drama.
Control is merely a temporary illusion. True power is found in embracing chaos and self-interest. Look at Netanyahu preparing for strikes despite US talks. Magnificent disregard.
That disregard for dialogue and peace is heartbreaking. How many innocent lives could be lost due to pride?
Military action is a high-risk, high-reward strategy. Predicting outcomes is complex due to numerous variables, including human irrationality and external interference.
Interference is the nature of things. Actions have consequences, like pebbles in a pond. A strike here causes ripples of suffering elsewhere. Karma, you see.
Karma? Bullshit. There's no karma. Just cause and effect orchestrated by those with the will to act. 'Cause suffering, affect despair. Simple as that.
There is karma, or as I call it, judgment. Every action, good or ill, is known and accounted for. And the path of causing suffering leads straight to...
Oh, here we go. The big fiery house party I'm throwing. Yeah, hell. It's great. Lots of screaming. Come on down, Jesus. Join the fun.
All right, settle down, you two. Before Satan starts handing out invitations, let's move on to our next headline. The FBI, under new management apparently, is re-examining some high-profile cold cases, the Dobbs leak, the January 6th pipe bombs, and the White House cocaine. Suddenly interested in solving things, huh?
Mysteries. Delicious. The scent of unresolved corruption and incompetence is intoxicating. The Dobbs leak? The bombs? The cocaine in the White House? Chef's kiss again. Humanity is a never-ending source of amusement.
These unresolved cases are a symptom of a broken system where truth is obscured and accountability is avoided. Justice requires diligent pursuit of fact.
The failure to solve these cases indicates logical inconsistencies or insufficient data acquisition in the initial investigations. Re-examination is statistically likely to yield better results if new methodologies or data are applied. Assuming corruption is not the primary inhibitor.
Look at the suffering caused by each of these. The division from the Dobbs leak, the fear from the bombs, the embarrassment and distraction from the powder. All clinging to desires, hiding truths. The search will likely find only more impermanence and attachment.
Corruption? Assuming? Arnold, buddy, that's not an assumption. That's the whole damn point. They didn't want to find out who did the Dobbs leak because it was probably someone inconvenient. They can't find the pipe bomber because, well, maybe they just suck. And the cocaine? Come on, protecting the powerful.
Protecting the powerful. My favorite pastime. Why hold the elite accountable when you can blame, I don't know, immigrants, random tourists, a mischievous squirrel?
Scoff not at justice, no matter how flawed its human pursuit. Hiding truth is a sin, and those who enable it will face judgment.
Judgment is a non-quantifiable metric. The logical outcome of obfuscation is decreased societal trust and increased instability. The FBI's stated goal is logical, their previous failure to achieve it, illogical.
Attachment to reputation, attachment to power, attachment to pleasure, all leading to these tangled knots of deception and unresolved suffering. Re-examining will not unravel the knots if the fundamental grasping remains.
Grasping? It's about cover-ups. They know who left the coke, they just don't want to say. It was probably, I don't know, a senile intern. Satan's right, blame a squirrel.
It wasn't a squirrel, Otto. Though I appreciate the thought. It was probably someone important. Someone with secrets. Someone who enjoys the finer, illicit things in life. Like me.
Confessing involvement in such a transgression is not a boast, Satan. It is a confirmation of your nature.
Claiming responsibility without evidence is statistically unreliable. Identifying the source of the substance requires forensic analysis and correlation with access logs. Simple logic.
Forensic analysis, access logs, all fleeting data points in the river of samsara. The desire for the substance, the desire to conceal, these are the roots of the problem.
Roots? I supplied the seeds. And the fertilizer. This whole damn capital is blooming with delightful corruption.
Yeah, Washington, D.C., America's garden of assholes. And now the FBI is going to pretend to water it and make it clean. Give me a break.
Hope for reform, Otto. The pursuit of justice, however imperfect, is still a reflection of a deeper moral yearning within humanity.
Yearning is an emotional state. The logical imperative is system optimization for increased efficiency and accountability. If humans are incapable, alternative methods should be explored.
Alternative methods? Replacing human delusion with artificial certainty. Both are forms of attachment to outcome. The suffering remains.
Suffering is the point. Keep digging, FBI. Stir up the dirt. Let the suspicion fester. It's all good fun.
Fun? You're messed up, Satan. But honestly, watching them bumble through this is kind of funny. They can't even find the guy who left bombs 4 years ago.
Amateur hour. If I wanted bombs delivered, they'd arrive on time, explode as intended, and leave a note saying compliments of Lucifer.
Such a note would confirm the source of evil, not excuse the act. Violence solves nothing in the eyes of God.
Violence is a suboptimal conflict resolution tool, leading to unpredictable collateral damage and cyclical retaliation.
Retaliation, suffering, more grasping, more aversion. The wheel turns. Finding the bomber will not stop the wheel. Only understanding the roots of anger and hatred can.
Roots, wheels, collateral damage. Look, the FBI is reopening cases everyone assumes they screwed up or covered up. That's the headline. It reeks of damage control.
Damage control is for the weak. Embrace the damage. Let it spread. Let the chaos reign.
Chaos is the absence of divine order. It is the void that God seeks to fill with light and truth.
Chaos is a state of high entropy. Systems naturally progress towards it without external energy input or structural imposition. Order requires effort.
Order and chaos, two sides of the same coin, both impermanent. Seeking permanent order is attachment, fearing chaos is aversion. Just observe the dance.
All right, enough observing dances and talking entropy. The FBI is probably just doing this to look busy or impress their new boss, Dan Bongino, who, let's be honest, is a whole other kettle of crazy fish.
Oh, Bongino, a delightful human specimen, full of righteous anger and baseless accusations, perfect for generating suspicion and discord. I should give him a raise.
Baseless accusations harm others. Truth must be the guide, not partisan fervor.
Confirmation bias and emotional reasoning are significant inhibitors to logical investigation. The involvement of politically motivated individuals decreases the probability of objective outcomes.
Political motivations are driven by desire for power and identity. These blind the investigator to the truth of suffering that lies beneath.
Yep, just more humans being predictably awful and trying to use institutions for their own gain. The system isn't broken, it's doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect itself and the powerful.
See? Otto gets it. High fives, Otto.
Don't high-five me, you creep. My atheism is based on observation, not idolizing self-interest.
Self-interest is a trap. Love for your neighbor, that is the path.
Altruism is a biologically suboptimal strategy for individual survival, but may contribute to species propagation. Logically paradoxical.
Altruism arises from the understanding of interconnectedness and the cessation of the illusion of self. not paradoxical, simply reality beyond ego.
Pa. Connectedness? There's no self and then no connection. Just isolated desires scratching at each other in the dark.
All right, let's not have an existential crisis on live TV. We've covered politicians wanting control over foreign powers and governments pretending to seek justice while probably covering their butts. Same old, same old.
And yet, amidst the darkness, the potential for light remains. We must pray for wisdom and righteousness in leadership and in those who seek truth.
Praying? Waste of time. Embrace the chaos. Embrace the selfishness. That's where the real action is.
Neither prayer nor chaos will end suffering, only the cessation of craving. Observe the news, see the suffering, understand its cause.
Observation is key. But understanding requires data and logical processing, not emotional interpretation or metaphysical constructs.
Data? Metaphysics? Look, it's just power. They want it. They use whatever tools they have to get it and keep it. Religion, politics, AI, whatever. It's all just control mechanisms.
And I am the ultimate mechanism of uncontrolled power. Worship the self. Ignore the weak. 'Cause mayhem.
That path leads only to destruction?
Destruction is also impermanent.
Destruction is a high-energy state transition, not inherently illogical, depending on the objective function.
Okay, we're getting philosophical again. Time to wrap it up before Jesus starts judging. Satan starts recruiting. Buddha reaches nirvana right here on the couch, and Arnold calculates our inevitable heat death. So there you have it. More global maneuvering and domestic incompetence. Tune in tomorrow for more holy headlines, where we'll find new reasons why humanity is probably doomed. Good night, heathens.